By day, the rolling hills of northern Pennsylvania are picturesque, but cross into those same deep woods after midnight, and the quiet starts to feel entirely different. It feels isolating, empty. It is a universally understood modern nightmare. You are driving completely alone, miles from the nearest streetlight. It's 2 in the morning, your headlights are doing their best against pure, unbroken darkness, and out of nowhere, your tire blows out. That was exactly the situation facing a commercial refrigeration tech a few years ago. After a late-night emergency repair in a hollowed-out, eerily quiet town, he pushed forward onto the back roads with an hour of driving still ahead of him. Suddenly, a loud pop echoed from under the chassis. The steering wheel violently ripped sideways in his hands, forcing him into a desperate fight to keep the car on the shoulder. He grabbed his flashlight and checked the damage. Both front tires were completely destroyed. But as he looked closer at the rubber, he found the cause: multiple heavy industrial nails driven straight into the tread. With no way to call for help, the driver was now immobilized in a location selected specifically for its isolation. The intentional mechanical failure ensured the victim remained exactly where they were most vulnerable. Within minutes, headlights appeared far down the road, sitting stationary before slowly rolling forward. As the vehicle approached, its lights shut off entirely. It was a dark, rusted pickup truck. A man stepped out into the glow of the taillights. He brought no jack, no spare tire, and no tools, just a screwdriver dangling from his hand. And instead of offering help, he asked a single, pointed question. "You out here all alone?" The tech recognized him immediately. Just 20 minutes earlier, he had stopped at a roadside diner to shake off his unease. This exact same man had been sitting a few stools away, completely still, tracking the tech with his eyes. During the diner encounter, the predator was profiling his target, confirming the technician was traveling solo, and noting his exact route out of town. This map illustrates his geographic strategy. He waited for the vehicle to cross into a region devoid of cell service. The nails were laid at a bottleneck, forcing the car onto the shoulder at the center of this blind spot. Every detail of the encounter was meticulously engineered to strip the victim of every modern safety net, leaving him with no means of communication and no way to escape. When the tech tried to bluff, claiming his company tracked his route in real time and help was already on the way, the man didn't say a word. Instead, he simply stood there and began perfectly synchronizing his own breathing with the terrified tech. This breathing mimicry is a highly specific nonverbal dominance tactic. It is a way of signaling to the victim that the predator has total, absolute control over their physical state and environment. The tech immediately retreated into his car and locked the doors. In response, the stalker yanked hard on the handle, putting his full body weight into it. When it didn't open, he dragged a single fingernail all the way down the window glass. The situation rapidly devolved from psychological pressure to physical violence. The man retreated to his truck, retrieved a thick tree branch, and smashed it across the hood, striking with enough force to make the tech scream. But then, headlights cut through the darkness from the opposite direction. The moment another driver appeared, the stalker dropped his weapon, sprinted to his truck, and fled into the night without ever turning his lights on. Predators of this kind operate entirely within isolated environments. The instant their manufactured privacy is compromised by a witness, their artificial power dynamic crumbles, and their priority immediately shifts to self-preservation. The passing driver safely pulled over and stayed with the tech until the state police arrived. As officers secured the area, they began sweeping the gravel shoulder where the predator had stood. In the dirt, they recovered a folded piece of paper. Written on it was the tech's exact license plate number, along with a room number from the motel he had slept in the night before. The handwritten note confirms the predator had been tracking and documenting the technician's movements for days, before the encounter at the roadside diner ever took place. Security experts refer to this self-preservation mechanism as the gift of fear. That initial wrong feeling the tech experienced back in town was his primal instinct recognizing subtle, overlapping threats his conscious mind hadn't fully processed yet. In extremely isolated areas, the person who mysteriously shows up to assist you is often the very architect of your crisis. Out on those dark back roads, trusting your gut instinct and locking your doors might be the only reliable defense you have.